Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is FPL Roxas, and today I will be sharing my Gameweek 7 team selection. In this video, I'll be briefly reviewing my Gameweek 6 performance, followed by the team selection for this week, and my plans for the future game weeks as well. As usual, feel free to subscribe if you found my video enjoyable. Alright, let's start the team selection video. So I've finished Gameweek 6 with 67 points, going from 3.8 million to 4 million. Just 2 points away from green arrow. The game week was pretty much decided mainly on whether you had Newcastle defenders or not. So the Newcastle defenders got huge point hauls. It really affected the non-owners, which is myself included. I had a decent score though, even without owning of the Newcastle assets. So a 200,000 drop to 4 million doesn't sound too bad, as the rest of my team actually did better than I expected. There are a few problems arising in my team, so let's discuss it in the next section. So my team for this game week has quite a few problems due to players getting injured. The likes of Saka, Madison, Chilwell, and then Baldock, all of them are injured. And there's Mubama, who doesn't get minutes at all. So that's one bench player taking up space every week without gaining any points at all. I'm going to have to make a transfer to be able to deploy 11 players for this week. My previous plan was to plow through the coming game weeks and then using the wildcard in game week 10. However, I might get priced out from my wildcard team if I were to use it for Game Week 10. And now that injuries are coming, I'm now looking at using the wildcard in Game Week 8. Just right after this week. I have two main targets for this week, and I'm looking to bring them in before their price change. The first is Carlton Morris, who I'll be transferring out Mubama for. He's got an XGI of 0.61 per 90, around half a return a game. And the main reason to get him is Luton's double game week, where both the fixtures look as good as they possibly could have gotten. As bad as Luton has been so far, Morris has gotten 2 goals and 1 assist, and I think that he could get at least 1 attacking return for this double game week. If I were to bring him in, it would be quite easy to get him out, as I'll be using the wild card next game week. For my second target, it's Trippier, who I'll be taking out the injured Chilwell for. During the first few game weeks, Newcastle defenders weren't great options at all, as they conceded goals for the first few games. Trippier didn't look like he was replicating the attacking returns he received last season. Well, that did change right after the Newcastle win against Sheffield, where they won 8-0, and Trippier got 3 assists in that game alone. The fixtures are looking just as great going forward at the moment, so I'm looking to replace Chilwell by bringing him in. This season, he's got an XGI of 0.25 per 90 and an XGC of 1.15, all of them per 90. The attacking data just speaks for itself. It hasn't been as good as last season, however, we know what he can do when Newcastle are doing well. Once he gets space to make crosses, the assist potential from him is insanely good. He got an expected assist of 0.68 from that 8-0 win, and he overachieved that statistic by getting 3 assists. And also, my planned wildcard team for next week has Trippier in it as well, so it's another reason to bring him in early to take advantage of the price change, just so that I might not be getting priced out. So far, I think I'm leaning towards getting Trippier instead of Morris. And so, this is what the team will look like for this week after the transfer. First up, I have Onana in goal against Palace at home. He started the Carabao Cup just yesterday, which was also against Palace as well. And United won the game and got a clean sheet. A repeat of that against the same opponent would be really good. For my defense, I have Kabore, Akanji, Estupinian, and Trippier. Kabore, of course, with a double game week. I usually have low expectations for weaker teams, but the fixtures are really good. So I'm expecting at least an attacking return, maybe? Or Luton could also get their first clean sheet from one of the 2 games. Akanji has Wolves away. I finally received a clean sheet from him last game week. I'd happily take another for this game week as well. Estupinian, I think he's still a rotation risk, but I have no other defenders to bench him for, so he's gonna have to start. Villa away doesn't look like a good defensive fixture, but attacking wise, I think it's definitely possible to get an attacking return from him. Trippier is the potential new addition to the team. It looks like he'll be rising in price after the deadline, so I'm going to make a decision on the transfer closer to the deadline to gain more information about the availability of my injured players. Burnley at home looks great for attacking returns. Well, I don't think he'll be getting the same amount of assists like last week, against Sheffield, but I think he'll be quite involved for this Burnley game as well. For the midfield, Saka is benched due to the injury, so I'm deploying a midfield of Bruno, Rashford, Maddison, and Mbeumo. Bruno and Rashford against Palace at home is not a bad attacking fixture. The rotated team was able to win 3-0 in the Carabao Cup, so it's a good sign for United going forward. Bruno is slowly getting back in form, and Rashford is also slowly adapting to Højlund's playstyle, as he mentioned in an interview before. I think that having both of them isn't a must, but having at least one of Bruno or Rashford is essential in my opinion. As much as United are struggling, these two can be explosive when the team performs. Maddison might be out with an injury as well, but so far, I haven't seen any news that indicates that the injury would rule him out of this game week. It's either him or Saka that gets benched. Whoever is available will start for my team. Saka's injury looks a little bit worse, as Arteta mentioned that he was limping right after the Spurs game and might not be available for this week's game against Bournemouth. And then there's Mbeumo, who has forced away. He hasn't been looking great in recent weeks, even being played at right wing back at one point in the game last week, which isn't good for an FPL midfielder. My midfield is currently the main issue in the team because of Saka and Maddison's injury. I'll be hoping that their injuries aren't as bad, or else I'm going to have just 10 players available in the team, or just 1 point cameos from both of them. Forwards are the same as last week. Haaland and Alvarez against Wolves away. It's still not the time to go against Haaland, so he'll continue to be my captain as usual. Last week, Alvarez was unlucky to have been subbed out due to Rodri's red card. Hopefully, no more tactical subs from City this week. I'm looking forward to a return from him. So far, I've had 3 consecutive red arrows, and I think I've been pretty unlucky with the transfers. But of course, it's still 6 weeks in from 38. Plenty of time to climb. Yeah, the team definitely isn't looking the best on paper, which is why I believe that an early wildcard is needed. Currently manifesting green arrows from now on. Game week 8 is when I'll use my wildcard, so stay tuned for next week's video to find out what my wildcard team will look like. And that wraps up this week's team selection video. Good luck to everyone for Game Week 7. I'll be activating my wildcard for Game Week 8, so go ahead and subscribe to be there for next week's upload. Like the video if you enjoyed the content, leave a comment if you'd like, and thanks for watching the video.